Stores must come first.
Why did they tie him up? These Stores? They couldn't have thought up a better name than Stores. You got Harfoots and Stores. Why did they tie him up along with those two? I tell you, man, these people, they're just as worse as the Harfoots.
Truth is,
Sadok Burrows was your leader's name. In ancient days, there was a store. Wasn't like the rest of us. Struck out one year with a caravan of followers to find it. But that was the last any of us ever heard.
Poppy's walking song. Harfoots have been here before.
That's what they are. Harfoots.
Have you come back here to lead us all to the Suzat?
The Suzat?
And after a while, we just
Why is she crying?
kept wandering.
Why is she crying? Why does everyone in this show cry? We don't have a home. Why is she crying? Everyone in this show cries every time they get inside of any conversation. Well, they're not very good at hiding, are they?
To what do we owe the pleasure?
Okay, these guys have my vote. Look at this guy's face. He's like, oh shit. They just walk up. Wham! Alright, I'm voting for these guys. I think they've got the right idea. It would have been better if they took like if they had the sword in their hand and they just cut her head off just immediately. That would have been better. But you know, we'll take what we can get. Just don't let them speak. Just knock them down. That was funny. Now threaten them their lives. Don't help her up. It'd be funny if he tries to help her up and then he knocks her right back down.
The Harfoots.
The only halflings we know about in this desert are Stores.
Find the Dark Wizard, and when we return with him, you will find out for yourselves.
Wait, what? That's all you're gonna do? Why didn't they kill them now? They're there now. Defy the Dark Wizard, and when we return, you'll find out. These guys are big people. These Stores, or whatever they're called, obviously are incapable of defending themselves. You have two of you right here. One of you has a massive sword. You showed up knocking her down on the ground, intimidating. Kudos for you for doing that. He's like, where's the Harfoots at? And she doesn't give them up. He knows she's lying. Why doesn't he pull out his sword and say, last chance, or I'm going to start chopping up your villagers? Why don't they do something? Instead, he's like, you know, we're going to be back. And when the Dark Wizard comes, he's not going to be happy with you. That whole scene was pointless. I don't understand. Why didn't you just do something? That guy with the sword. You know what he could have done? He could have, like, taken the sword, you know, when the first guy walked away, and then walked over to one of the other Stores and just completely chopped him in half. And then he took a turn to Mama Juju, or whatever her name is, and been like, hey, we're going to be back at sunrise. Have them here, have them tied up by sunrise, which is in a few hours, or this happens to the rest of you. You know, something like that. That would have given them a little wiggle room to still escape, but it would have made more sense. I don't know. It's like, we're gonna tell the Dark Wizard and be back. Man, that was weak sauce. That was so weak. Like, that's the best you could come up with. And it's so weird because she takes Nori and tells her this story, and Nori starts breaking down and crying. And then these guys finally show up, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, this might actually start getting good. You know, he knocks her down on the ground, and I'm thinking, okay, these guys mean business. But then he just helps her up. I thought he might just shove her back down on the ground. Man, that was weak. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to show up the next day. They've practically warned them. Oh my gosh. Like, guys, come on, man. What are you doing? You had something there. You could have made it work. Ugh.